Alright, man, welcome back to another true crime reaction. Today we got when Snapchat gangsters get a reality check. Like always, we're not going to waste any time. We're just going to get right into this one, man.
In February of 2020, Gavin Smith and Ashton Riggs were both arrested for the murder of Trent Ford in Jacksonville, Florida.
Only 720?
The suspects were put into separate interrogation rooms, and the detectives decide to interview Gavin first to see what he has to say.
I guess we're kind of just
So Gavin's the long-haired
together kind of what happened. And I'm going to tell you, like I told, we've interviewed 10 people so far. And everybody sees something different. Just like we tell everybody the same thing.
There we go.
And Dave and I, we go somewhere, and all three of us go somewhere, and something happens. What you see, what I see, what David sees, it's going to be a little bit similar, but we're going to have our own version of it, you know? So we're just trying to basically we got this big picture of things that we're trying to piece together. And it's just because the way our mind processes things, you know, you might see something I didn't see. David might see something you only saw. And that's kind of what we're finding out. But it takes everybody a collaborate
to get the whole story.
To kind of get this big picture of what happened, what took place. And
Gavin begins to tell his side of the story. According to Gavin.
Okay. I'm just going to pause it right here. Chat. If you ever find yourself in this situation where you are one of these kids, alright? I hope you think of this moment. Because you're a fucking goober, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? Quit posing, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Ashton picked him up in his car, and together
this shit annoys me. Like,
drove to Ashton's home. On the way, they came across Trent and a group of his friends.
I'm not exactly sure how many people it was. There was a bunch of kids walking down the street. It was like three or four big black kids, and like two white, and at least two white people. And then he kept going, and turned around, and then he came, and then he stopped, unlocked the door, and the big black kid came in, opened up the door, and punched me in the face right here.
Or can you lift your hair up so I can see if you have any marks or anything?
My nose was bleeding earlier, and there's like crusty blood in my nose. It was like right here.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. And then.
So.
Dude, is he sagging, bro? He's sagging. Dude, these kids are cringy, man.
So. Which guy opened the door?
Dude, why do I feel like this is my generation, too? Like, this is just. God, we're fucking bozos. I mean, not me,
I don't know
fuck.
his name.
My generation.
I've never seen him before. Ever.
Was he dark, light?
He was dark. Like, not like super dark, but he was a little bit light skinned, like kind of dark. And
do you remember what he was wearing, or?
No.
You remember about how tall he was?
He was pretty tall. But he opened the door, and as soon as he opened the door, he stuck me in the face. And when he stuck me in the face, I went like that. Like, there's like the center console, and it was like right here, like in his lap. And I had reached over and grabbed it, and took it, and I just pointed at him and pulled the trigger. And then as soon as I pulled the trigger, I dropped the gun, and they was like, okay, you got that, you got that.
Gavin confesses almost immediately to taking Trent's life. Gavin claims that Trent was with a group of people, and Trent assaulted him first. At this point, the detectives have a suspicion.
Well, he just insta-confessed.
That it was
so I guess that's
more than just a case of self-defense. Was it in fact a robbery and Gavin was defending himself? Or is there more to this story?
What kind of gun was it?
It was black, and it looked kind of like your gun, but it was small. And it was.
We're talking about a pistol.
Yeah. It was.
Wait. He's literally describing 356. He's literally look. He's describing this, the gun that he fucking posed with. You goober. 356.
Yeah, it was smaller.
Dude, these guys are bozos.
Um, less like square, like rectangular.
You know the difference between a revolver and
It wasn't a revolver.
okay. So it's like a
Oh,
semi-automatic.
okay. So here goes.
But as soon as I seen that, I went to go grab it because that's like the only thing I can think of to do because there's a bunch of people outside about to try to jump me. So I ran and I grabbed that and I shot either at him or something.
What?
Well,
I mean,
so
at him or bro,
Are
you
you
definitely
right or
shot
left
at
handed?
him.
I'm right-handed.
so you grab it with your right hand,
Yes, sir.
and then you remember how you were aiming, or did you just?
I grabbed it and I went like that. I like
Maybe you could help describe if your fucking hands weren't in your shirts. Put your hands back in your fucking sleeves. What are you doing, bro?
I grabbed it and I had just didn't point it out or anything. I just grabbed it went like that and then tossed it on the floor.
Okay.
What is
So,
he doing, bro?
And this is nothing against you. I mean, obviously it's a very heated situation. Sometimes we just make a mistake or whatever and forget details or whatnot. But after speaking with people, did you take the gun back and give it to, what's his name? Ash.
But Ashton had guns that he had like bought from people and stuff. That's another reason I didn't want to be over there because he had guns that he had bought from
Where did
people.
he have the guns?
That I honestly don't know because after that happened, he had grabbed them and was like, "Oh, we gotta get rid of the guns." And he started putting them in a bag and like ran off. And I was still in the room talking to my dad on the phone.
I really can't wait to hear this other kid's fucking story.
So
When I was running back, because I guess they had heard the shot and they were running outside, like they were all running outside towards them. And I was running back to the house. I ran back in the house.
Hey, so in answer to Detective Murdoch's question, you're saying after you shot the gun and you shoot at the guy that was at the door?
Mm-hmm. The one that was right at the door that just hit me in the face.
Okay.
And then I got out and then started.
I missed what door they were talking about. I don't know if they're talking about a car door or a house door. I'm pretty sure car door. Yeah, it's car door because he said center console.
Running when I was
which door was that?
that was the
Yeah,
back
okay, car door.
left side door.
Behind the driver?
Yes.
You're sitting behind him?
I was sitting in the middle, and then when the dude went to go, like they unlocked the door, I scooted over.
Was there anybody else in the vehicle besides?
No, Ryan who was talking and stuff.
Mhm.
He was talking like he was trying to pick me up, and then he came up and I seen the kid, and then he turned around and stopped, unlocked the doors, and I was like, all right, something's up.
Mhm.
I knew something was up. My dad had told me, like, you need to stop hanging around him. He's gonna get you in trouble. You're not supposed to be around him. And I sat down and talked to him. I was like, all right, bro. I'm gonna stop hanging out with him. And but I had some of my stuff there. And I didn't want to straight up just tell Ashton, bro, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
You're trying to be a good friend and not hurt people's feelings, I guess. Is that right?
I was going over there, acting like I was just trying to chill out. I was really just trying to get the rest of my clothes, put them in my bag, and then go back home.
Okay, that's the bag that you had with you. What is that in there? Is it a white hoodie?
Yeah, there's a white hoodie. That's the one I was wearing at 1st,
Mhm.
and this is the one I was picking up.
Okay.
And then there's a black shirt, I think, in there. That, like,
No, he's just
I'm
talking about
pretty
wearing
sure I
a
put a
shirt
black
right now.
shirt in there.
So the white hoodie that's in the backpack is what you were actually wearing when all this happened.
No,
You were wearing that.
yeah.
So your plan, I guess what I'm hearing, you tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Your plan was to go over there and get your stuff and then get a ride back to your dad's, is that right? Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so while you're over there or sometime, so that's about 3:30, they pick you up and then you head back to the house. And now we're talking, what, around 4 o'clock or what, thereabouts?
And then, or he had Snapchatted me a couple days ago, but I didn't open it.
Mhm.
And I opened it, he was like, yo, I was like, yo, you trying to hang out and take me back to my house?
Okay.
And then he was like, yeah, bro, where you at? I said, Spring Lakes. He said, oh, shit, I'm right down the road.
So has he ever been over to the house before?
I guess, but before, he's been over there before I even moved to Canada.
I got you.
Where's the Zanny bars come into this whole thing?
Oh shit, here we go.
He said that he had some. He was like, "Yeah, bro, you want to buy some of these?" Like, no, I don't want to buy them. And then, I guess like Ashton was trying to sell them, trying to sell his Xanax bars to okay, trying to make money or whatever. And then,
Well, I mean,
that's
why else
another
would you
reason
sell
I didn't
something
want
to make,
do it.
like,
They were
the
all
whole
trying-
point of selling something is to make money, so obviously that, like, okay.
Like, they were trying to sell weed and sell pills and stuff.
I saw all the stuff, man. I saw all of it.
You know, like brown.
I got it all. I'm ready to see the bigger picture, like the, you know what I mean? Like what actually
We
happened.
don't permission.
So I feel like this kid is, I mean, obviously not telling the full truth, right?
Well, you've been very cooperative tonight, and we appreciate it. I promise you that.
He did admit to shoot. He did admit to pulling the trigger though, so that's actually huge. That's
It's just like,
pretty crazy.
but we really want to get to the bottom of this. We
Yeah.
really want to know what happened 100%. You know, and I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I don't think you're giving us the whole scoop.
Yeah.
And
Of course.
the reason why is because everybody's stories are kind of lining up on both sides except for yours. You know. So what? You hang on to a gun, you take it back there. You know, Ashton grabs it from you, puts it with the rest of the guns he has. We have 25 people or 30 people out there with flashlights. I don't know if you saw them. They brought out big ass floodlights.
You know what I'm saying?
We're bringing the daylight to the night. You know, we've got canines sent.
Oh, they're
All
looking for the
that.
guns.
We're gonna find it. They did.
After they heard the gunshots, they ran down the road with ski masks on.
Why would they run down the road with ski masks?
Because they were outside and they heard it and they were like, what the f-? And then they put the ski masks on and started running down there trying to help me. And then I was like, just go, just go, just go.
So they always carry ski masks with them?
I guess, I don't know. But I was like, there was a car that was passing right when it happened. Like, if you can find those people, I jumped out, nothing on my face. Nothing on my face, jumped out and started running back.
That's after you shot
Mm-hmm.
Let me get the other stories.
So there's no gun found in there. Right.
The detectives want to know what part Ashton played in the shooting. They know he didn't pull the trigger, but if he helped dispose of the weapon, he could be charged with being an accessory
Oh,
to the
this
crime.
one.
That is the last thing you're thinking about. Is ditching a gun when your best friend's dying. They're not even, you threw it on the floorboard, it's nowhere in the vehicle.
Be charged
Is the one who died him?
with being an accessory to the crime.
That is the last thing you're thinking
Bro,
about.
I feel like I'm,
is
like,
ditching a gun
had they just not told
when your
enough,
best
or did
friend's
I
dying.
miss it?
They're not even, you threw it on the floorboard, it's nowhere in the vehicle.
I just said, give me the gun, because I still had it in my hand. I didn't drop it. I just didn't want to get Ashton in trouble. Ashton said, "Give me the gun."
I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna, dude. This is about you and your life. Because Ashton doesn't think he's gonna come in here and he thinks it's gonna be all hard. You guys aren't thug life, bro.
I don't want to do this shit.
I know you don't. So we're here. This is your opportunity. Get this out on the table. Because I guarantee you, Ashton's not going to come in here and drive a bus over you. He's going to be a steamroller and he's going to squash you like a pancake. You've got the opportunity to be there first and tell us for real legit what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what happens in here.
Alright, so we were going this way, and I seen the kids walking on this side.
This is Spring Lake.
I seen these kids just walking down this side of the street.
This side of the street, were they coming this way or from behind?
They were coming this way. They were walking this way.
Now he's about to tell the real fucking story, man.
A few of them over here and a few of them over here, I think. And we came, the car turned around, he pulled up, he stopped, and then all the kids started coming towards the car, and then one of them came up to the door, and it was him, and then one white kid behind him, and some other kid opened up the door, punched me in the face.
Yeah, I don't think he was grabbing it or telling the truth again.
Which side did you get out?
This side. I guess I ran out on this side, looked back at him. It looked like they were gonna like chase me with them, and they were like, "Oh, you got that, you got that, you got that." And then I started running back, and I'm like, "What's going on? What's going on?" I was like, "Brad, they didn't try to rob me or something. They didn't try to rob me or something." And then I handed them that gun, and then they had guns already in the house. They grabbed those and stuck them in there, and Ashton stuck them in the bag and ran in the back somewhere and hid it.
The detectives need the weapon that was used to take Trent's life. Gavin claims that Ashton took all the weapons, put
them in there, and Ashton stuck them in the
Trent's
bag
the one who
and ran in
died.
the back somewhere and
Goddamn.
The detectives need the weapon that was used to take Trent's life. Gavin claims that Ashton took all the weapons, put them in a bag, and left the scene. This is very important information that will be used when it's time to interview Ashton.
Saw Ashton run out of the house, said he was carrying some sort of bag or backpack. That was right after the shooting. He had gathered his guns and run out.
Yeah, he had got all of his guns and like their weed that they were trying to sell and stuff.
You said that they're weed that they're trying to sell, but look, I'm not a narcotics investigation. You're not here for a narcotics investigation.
Right.
If you sell some weed, if you sell some damaged bars, I don't give a shit, man. You know? They're trying to rob you. What makes you think they're trying to rob you? Why do they think that you have money? They either think you have money or drugs.
They don't think I have money or drugs.
What?
So these kids, they jumped Ashton when he first got out of jail at a park for no reason.
Hey, listen,
This
I don't
kid,
mean to cut you off, okay? But Ashton told me that there's been this beef going on,
yeah,
okay? And this goes way back.
As soon as Gavin mentions that there might be a possible grudge between Ashton and Trent, the detective stops him and tells him that Ashton has already told him this information. The truth is, they have yet to interview Ashton, and it's just a bluff to get Gavin to tell them the truth.
Damn, bruh.
yeah, they not. I don't even know these kids really. Like I have no clue what they want, and that's why I don't be walking around counting and stuff. Because if I do, I know one of them's gonna see me and it's just gonna start trouble, just like today. And they're all like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna kill you, blah blah blah. We're gonna hit the phone site, blah blah blah." It's, you know, their Snapchat stories all the time. Oh yeah, we'll pull up on people with their guns and stuff. They're shooting their guns, like trying to scare us and stuff. Okay, like I don't know what they want with me, and I ask them now all the time, like, "Bro, I don't even know y'all. What do you want with me?" Because Ashton's got beef with them because he was talking shit about some kid's little brother or some shit.
It turns out the altercation was more than a robbery gone wrong. Gavin and
Really?
Ashton had been arguing with Trent over Snapchat for some time. Both groups did their best to intimidate each other by showing off their guns and selling illegal drugs. With this
Dude.
information, it's time to interview Ashton.
What the fuck?
Last one, we have to go and get your side of the story.
Right, I'm the last one.
Yeah. We've talked to everybody. We talked to, oh man, the girlfriend, all the guys that were in the silver truck, minus the one that went to the hospital. Gavin pretty much, I guess, told us everything. It's just, like we've been saying all night, it's like, you and I, we see something, you know, we see an incident or whatever, we see the aftermath of an incident. What you
Okay, so essentially, right? They're kind of doing like a, oh, we've already got the whole story, so now you got to tell us the story, and if anything's off, you know what I'm saying?
see some people that didn't live.
That makes sense.
You might see something from a different angle that I didn't see or what have you.
Huge shoulder pops,
So,
man. Holy crap.
We're not gonna sit here and try to blow smoke up here or anything like that. So we already have a good idea and everything of what's going on.
Yeah.
Through Gavin's statements and stuff like that. So we appreciate this late in the game. You kind of, give us your side and kind of what happened.
Ashton tells the same story as Gavin. However, the detectives are more concerned with the bag of guns and Ashton's history with the other group.
Also, was like, the cops didn't come. I went to the room. I looked around for anything of mine, and then he was just like, "Come on!" And she grabbed her bag, and then I grabbed her bag, and then we walked to the wood line with it. But I didn't come back without the bag. I didn't come back at all until they called my girl, and they were like, it was like Deputy Jackson, please come out. We're everybody, all of Nassau is looking for you. So then I came out and walked up.
The story is already way different. We just got like the ending, a whole bunch of the ending right there.
What about,
Yeah,
what do you
prior.
know about the gun that was used?
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. Like I said, the only time I woke up was whenever the fight happened, and then I tried to break him up. He ended up grabbing me, I hit him, and then I got scared.
The fight happened. Oh shit. Okay. See, this is a lot more than.
I ran. Me and my girlfriend ran. They stayed at the house.
There's only 3 minutes left.
There's an incident.
Okay, I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Do you know these people that came over there?
That came over to that guy we got in the car with.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Then, who do you think it is? Just from whoever you spoke with or whoever you, whatever. Because I mean, the only reason why I say that, I'm asking it that way, is because I'm just reaching for some truth on your side. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Basically, I'm not blowing smoke. I'm just trying to test the waters and say, okay, is this kid gonna really follow through with what we agreed on in the beginning, and say we're gonna kind of, yeah, they really do know what's going on, test the water. But I understand you're testing the water too. You want to know how much I know, but that doesn't really help the situation as far as your perceived notion or your perceived image of this.
How is this almost
incident
over
happening.
already?
So
That sucks.
I do have quite a bit of information. But I also have a lot of information about like a possible past history between these kids that came over there and picked up Gavin and you.
Yes. Well, as far as the kids go, that probably got in the car with Gavin was probably the kids I was before. and then he hopped down on me and tried to rob me. I started bragging about it, saying I whooped his ass. He tried to hop out on me, and I whooped his ass. And everything was really straight. I had no more beef. Nobody was fucking with me after that. And then I went to jail for about 29 days on a pistol charge. Lost my pistol and my protection, really. And then after I got out, I didn't have no protection. I just got out of jail. I was going to try to be good. I was just going to drop all the beef I had. Because, I mean, it was a 29-day period. And then they ended up jumping me the second day I got out. But at that time, I didn't care. You know, I got my ass beat. Oh well, it's not the first time. My face wasn't busted. Just my head was hurt because they were kicking me. So I didn't call the cops or anything. I just left it at that. Didn't call the cops, no. And then I didn't like them kids. After that happened, so I used to be friends with one of them. I used to be friends with all of them, and they jumped me.
In the end, Gavin's claim of self-defense didn't hold up, and he was found guilty of murder. Because he was under the age of 18 at the time the shooting took place, he received 15 years in prison. Ashton received 1 year in jail for accessory to the crime.
Ooh. Wait. Dude, what? 15 years, man. For murder.
Thank you for watching. Please.
I wish we got more on the situation, man. Damn, that was unfortunate. I really wish that we got more on that situation, but honestly, in my opinion, even without knowing, like 15 years for murder is wild, bruh. That's absolutely egregious in my opinion. It should be obviously way more, right? I'm not the only one. Yo, hey, make sure to go subscribe to Red Tree Stories too, yeah?